Hi guys, and welcome to the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel. It's Deb here today, and I have got a DIY video for you today, and it's making a few project life cards. So I have been making a few DIY embellishments, and that's exclusive for the subscribers of Kitaholic Kits. So if you're part of the group, you're going to notice that I do use quite a lot of DIY embellishments in this video, and the March kit DIY embellishment should be up in the subscriber group soon. So back to the cards, and I've just got a 4x6. I've just cut down a whole heap of actual 4x6 white cardstock cards, and I've just grabbed the pattern paper from the Project Life pocket page kit, and I have placed a bit of pattern paper on the top, and I'm just adding a border with some of my scraps from my DIY embellishments. And I did add a doily from last month's kits, so I decided I wanted to add a pop of purple, so I did grab a label from the exclusive cut apart die cuts, and I had to pull my border up because I wanted to tuck it under there, because I did want to use this one in my pocket pages as a title card. This butterfly, we got a pack of wood veneer in with our kits this month. The butterfly is from a previous kit when we got a pack of them. It was a similar type pack, so I did grab them out and pop that over on my title card as well. This next card is a 3x4 piece of pattern paper that I've cut down, and I'm just cutting a bit of white cardstock. It was 2.5 by 3, and I'm going to stick it to the right hand side of my card, and then I'm going to grab one of my DIY embellishments, and this is why it's so great to make these ahead of time, because I find one and I just pop it on the card and call it done, and I love how this one came together. Now for this one, this is my favorite thing to do, is to grab a label and put it to the top of a 3x4 card. And sometimes I just stop there, but I thought I'd add a bit a wood veneer from the wood veneer pack we got in the kit, and add that along with a few staples, and I do call this one done. Super simple and super easy. For this one, I did grab the other half of that doily that I used on the title card, and I placed it to the right hand side of this pattern piece of paper that I'd cut down to 3x4. I grabbed one of the labels from the exclusive die cuts and one of my DIY embellishments. Now you probably haven't recognized this one. I don't know if I'll get it up in time in the subscribers group before this video goes up. But yeah, if you haven't already seen and you are part of the subscribers group, don't forget to go check out them videos in the group. So put a wood veneer butterfly on that one and called that one done. So for this one's another 3x4 piece of pattern paper, and I've just cut a bit of white cardstock to 2.5 by 4. I'm just going to lay that down the center. I do stick it down, and I don't like the placement of it, so it does come back up and go back down again. And then I do grab another one of my DIY embellishments, and you'll recognize that one. That was the first video I made. I made some using the March kits, but in that video was using the February kits, but made the same way, and I just put it at the bottom and called it done. So working on a 4x6 now, and I'm grabbed a doily from last month's kit. I also grabbed a DIY embellishment and some wood veneer from the wood veneer pack. And I do plan on using this as a journaling card. I will journal directly on the doily. I've done that in the past and I love the way that it has come out. So I do have to pop up this DIY embellishment in certain parts, excuse me, so it will sit level with that wood veneer. So now we're going to move on to a few simpler cards. I had all these scraps of strips left from my DIY embellishment, so I'm just going to make a cluster of them on the bottom of this 3x4 white piece of cardstock and just layering them over each other. And then I do grab a, we got those die cut in the pattern paper, the 6.5 by 6.5 pattern paper. We got a page of those punch out die cut, so I do grab one of them and add it on top of these strips here. I was just having a moment with my glue. I pop it up. I do pop it up, and I can't remember, I add some thread. I just grab some normal sewing cotton thread, balled it up, put it down, and I'm just going to pop this little die cut up. So for this next one, I had this piece of pattern paper left over, and it's approximately 3 by 1.5. I did grab another doily from last month's kits, and I'm just going to glue down the pattern paper and tuck a tiny bit of doily under the pattern paper towards the right hand side. And then I do grab a cut apart. Now I think everyone's pattern paper they got in their pocket page kit was different. I got a page of the foiled quotes and sayings, so I do use one of them, and it was cut in a banner because I was going to use it on something else, so it looks a little bit creased up, but I do grab that. I like the foiled look with this card, and I call that one done. So for this one I thought I'd try something a bit different, and I'm going to cut this piece of pattern paper into a frame, much like a Polaroid. The square I cut out it's approximately 2.5 by 2.5 inches, and I'm just going to cut the square out towards the top there, and I am going to back it with some white cardstock and put one of my DIY embellishments overlapping where the square meets the bottom of the frame there, if that makes any sense. You'll see in a minute. And I do plan on, you could use this frame to pop a photo behind, or yeah, but I plan on using it as a journaling card. I just love having all these DIY embellishments on hand, ready and made, so you can throw it on things like this and it looks like a lot of effort's gone into it, but all the work's already been done for you. So next one, we're going to cut some, well, I'm going to cut some strips and then punch it out with a border punch. And I had this beautiful piece of floral paper left over from cutting that paper down to 4x6, and I'm just going to grab those border strips and line either side of it and then stick it on my 4x6 card. You could leave it like that. I think I'm going to leave mine just like that until I know what I'll be using it for, but I do show you what it looks like with an embellishment on it. So now we're going to make some shaker pockets. I've got some vellum here. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of vellum to make a see-through shaker pocket. I'm going to cut 1 piece of vellum and 1 piece of cardstock because that one will have the cardstock as a background on the second shaker pocket. So I've got my confetti punch from We Are Memory Keepers, showing you can use normal hole punch. I'm just going to punch a whole heap of circles from my scraps and pop it into my pockets. Now I've stitched 3 sides of my pockets, and then I'm going to put this confetti in the pockets. Now the one with the cardstock background, I'm going to sit there because this pattern paper is one-sided, so I'm going to sit there and make sure all the coloured side is faced up, because you're not going to see it on the other side. But with the vellum pocket that's vellum on both sides, I'm just going to chuck it in because it doesn't really matter, you're going to see it both sides. And I did grab some sequins from my stash. I got that from the reject shop and it went really well with this collection. So just stitching those pockets closed and trimming it up. I'm going to decorate them. I did add a bit of glossy accents on where the stitching ends, just so it wouldn't come undone. Just shaking them up, and the full-on vellum pocket here is going to have 3 banners up the top. Now I cut kind of the blue tones to make the banners on the top here, but I do change out the last one. I go back to it and put a pop of purple on there. I felt, well, for me, I wanted that bit of purple on this shaker pocket card thing. I don't know what to call it. And on my cardstock one, I'm going to put a belly band across, and I'm going to punch. We got that large 12x12 sheet of cut aparts, and I'm going to punch a circle with one of the quotes from that cut apart sheet and put it on my belly band with just some normal sewing thread underneath. So just putting the belly band down, and I really loved this quote here, but I felt that it covered the shaker pocket too much, but I kept playing around with it because it did look really pretty. I ended up going with this one and grabbing my circle punch out and just punching the circle, punching that quote out, and I will, there we go, swapping over. I really did like the way that looked. And I am going to glue down the belly band and put the sewing thread on, and then glue that little quote on top. So it was about here I realized that I did want that pop of purple on that last banner, and I'm just going to find a piece of purple that I like and cut it into a banner and pop it on. And I'm sorry about my voice, I am still getting over this sickness, this chest infection and this head cold, or I've got sinus as well on top apparently, and it's been a nightmare. So I'm sorry this is out of focus, but I do just pop that thread under and stick that quote straight down. So we're about to come up on the last card, and I didn't realize my camera wasn't recording, and all I did was grab a 3x4 piece of white cardstock, grab some scraps of pattern paper, and made myself a pocket on a slant there. So I've used 2 different types of pattern paper, and I had a bit of scrap left, and I made a tag out of that beautiful floral paper. And these are from the sticker sheet, so I've backed them onto some normal copy paper and cut them out so I can move them about. I end up going with just the heart and sticking that on the front of my pocket, and I do add another one of my DIY embellishments, which is one of those toothpick flag things, into the pocket. So that's it for me today, guys. The stills are coming up. Be sure to check out the next video on Kitaholic Kits, because I'm going to use some of these cards in my project life. All the links will be below for Kitaholic Kits, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.